From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's growing anger and outrage over the story broken on the debate last evening. The shocking details and the extent of the loot as detailed by the Enforcement Directorate in its order on Rana Ayyub's charity fund scandal raises many more questions. I have questions for the lobby that seems to have lost its voice tonight. Here's the latest, and then we debate.
At the peak of COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, alleged journalist Rana Ayyub made calls for donation through the crowdfunding portal Keto. A year later, a similar plea was made on social media platforms when the second wave struck the country. Both times in the name of charity for poor, huge amount of cash was amassed in personal accounts. Donations were also sought from those away from India in an apparent violation of FCRA norms.
It was a simple case where there was an FCRA violation and I came across a thread and I was like, okay, you've written a thread, this is very good, but you don't expect the authorities to take action based on your thread. Like, you have to put it up to them and then you have to follow up.
As per the ED, in September 2021, when agencies got a whiff of the scam, Rana Ayyub allegedly transferred money to PM CARES fund, a fund she has been critical of.
Tsunami of allegations, journalist Rana Ayyub has finally put out a statement which only appears to be convoluted. The big question that still remains is that if she was raising funds for charity work, then what were the funds doing in her personal account? The Enforcement Directorate has levelled some serious charges. That is, roughly about 17 to 18 lakh rupees was actually used for personal expenses. The Income Tax Department as well as the Enforcement Directorate have essentially suggested that Rana Ayyub hasn't really been able to explain the expenses of the funds that were received by her.
We at Republic tried getting a response from Rana Ayyub on the ongoing ED investigation. We knocked her door, but her relative came out and from a distance, Rana Ayyub was hurling abuses at our reporter. And there is nationwide anger over the kind of loot initiated by this so-called journalist.
Investigation होना चाहिए. मैं उम्मीद करती हूँ कि ये investigation will reach the bottom and those people जिनके पैसे इसमें गए हैं, जो international contributions आए against the FEMA guidelines in personal accounts will be investigated.
कोविड में भी करप्शन में लगे हुए थे. लोगों की जो सेहत और सलामती में भी लूट लावी जो है अपना काम कर रही थी. कानून अपना काम करेगा.
A loot in the name of farmers, poor, migrant workers and slum dwellers. A convoluted response from Rana Ayyub and an investigation that is bringing out more shocking details. But the Lutyens' lobby is clearly stunned into silence when one of their own has been caught in a web of scam. Let's debate.
Manaswi Thapar, Jayesh Wani, Vivek Srivastava, Anirban Banerjee, Asif Sohail, Sandeep Ghosh, Abhijit Iyer Mitra, Sohail Seth, Smita Prakash and Gulrez Sheikh. Now Smita, Rana Ayyub says that this money was in my account, yes. I did not use it, yes. She seems to say that I fell sick. I took the money, but I was not well. So I couldn't use the money. And then she says, yes, I put a large part of this money in a personal account. I took it from my family members' accounts to my accounts, and then I moved it around, and it goes into details how she moved the money. And then she says that, you know what, I finally put it in a fixed deposit because I was going to build a hospital at some point of time in the future. This fairy tale that she's putting out, what does it sound like to you, Smita?
What is fairy tale about it? So the thing is that, yes, it's a fairy tale. You very rightly pointed out that, she's going round and round trying to explain what happened. I'd like to know who are these fairies who have put in this money? When you have a certain amount of money which you want to give as charity, would you put it to a person who says, I want to set up a hospital? You have 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees. You want to give it as charity in your child's name, your parents' name, or somebody who's deceased in your family. Would you give it to somebody who plans to do something or something which is ongoing? And all these foreign funds which are coming in, it is so bizarre. And also, I really have objection to you going on putting out there Rana Ayyub, journalist. She's a columnist with the foreign media with very, very doubtful credentials of her past and of her journalistic credentials. It's a different matter, Arnab, that there's a Lutyens lobby of so-called fall liberals who are supporting her, propping her up for various nefarious reasons, but she's not a journalist.
She deserves. She is a journalist and she needs to be respected. Whether an ED case or no ED case.
Who are you to say that we should give her the due respect? We are journalists out here. We know what her journalism is. It's fake journalism. I'm sorry.
Yes.
You are not people who are going to give certificates for us. We are the ones who have gone through the process and the rigors of journalism. Unlike her who sits on social media and comments on everybody's journalism except hers.
It is the people who matter.
Who are the people who value her opinion? They are the ones who are benefiting from that. They are the ones who are deriving dubious benefits from her opinion.
Nobody is benefiting. Nobody is benefiting.
Yeah, so because you like her opinion, because your political beliefs coincide with what she's doing, not the accuracy of her reporting. That is the reason
maybe I can say the same for you, that your political beliefs are against her. That is why the BJP RSS combined is targeting her.
Not to get likes.
It's because she is on the other side of the political fence that she is being victimized. It is a vendetta by the ED.
It is ED which is doing which has done our due diligence and has come up with it.
No, ED, we all know what is your ED.
Does RSS
any opposition party, any opposition leader, any channel which doesn't listen to you, you leave your ED.
A political party that the enforcement directorate and the finance ministry comes under no.
BJP is India.
I really doubt it that you live in India where you can't figure out that a journalist and an opinion maker are two separate people, that an activist cannot be a journalist and vice versa. You don't know the division out here. You like her opinion and that is why she's a good journalist.
This is
you don't value her journalism.
This is 1 minute, Vivek, I'll get Vivek, 1 minute, Vivek a minute. I'll get Anirban on the other side as well. And bottom line is this, and let's debate this. This is like some horrible, get rich quick scheme. Now, if you want to get rich, you must work hard. You must do something. You earn a salary, you start a company, you provide gainful employment, you do something, you have some talent, and you paint, for God's sake, you do anything. Start making pottery, but earn your money honestly. What is this? I am going to help poor people, and the next point is, Sohail, she also says, I am going to help wherever there are people who are in trouble. She starts collecting money. Flood victims, collect money. Slum dwellers, collect money. COVID, collect money. Monsoons, collect money. Poor people, collect money. Every single reason, farmers, collect money. She keep collecting money and collecting money and collecting money. And then, which is not denied. 1 minute, Anirban, look at Anirban, I don't like this monotone. Will you stop, please? She gets about these 3 crore rupees, which she gets by collecting money like this. And she knows she's not allowed to collect donations from foreign sources. As defined in the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, these people teach the law to everyone, Sohail. Right?
There were no
and
foreign sources.
Despite being years since the first campaign, she has unutilized funds of crores in her personal accounts and personal fixed deposits. This is the point.
So,
I don't know what the outrage is about. Sohail. Sohail first and then Anirban.
No. She has clearly... Okay.
Let's take on board what Vivek has said. Vivek has said Arnab Goswami, Smita Prakash, no one, and perhaps rightly so. no one can question Rana Ayyub's journalism or journalistic credibility or capability. Fine. This debate is about betrayal of trust. It's about a lack of integrity. And that is where the debate is. I think what she has done is she has betrayed the trust of her donors. She has betrayed the trust of people who contributed and donated money to her. It
But
would
none
go
of them have
for a
complained.
particular
Suhail, if I am not very
cause.
wrong,
That betrayal of trust is
person who has complained
I'm not getting
belongs
Anibad. Shift,
from
please.
the
Anand, please. Thank you.
Parivar.
I don't want heckling over the poor audio. Anand, please. Thank you, Anirban. Thank you. Just relax. No, I have a bad audio line with you. Sohail, will you complete your point, please? Yes. And don't heckle. Yeah.
my point, Arnab was, let's imagine and give Rana Ayyub the benefit of doubt of being a journalist and being a journalist with credibility or whatever. This is about a betrayal of trust of people who came onto a crowdfunding platform and gave you money specifically for the causes you have identified. If those causes you were not able to realize in terms of implementation or actualization, you should have had the decency to tell people that, look, I've taken this money from you, but now I'm returning this because I don't think I'm ready to set up that hospital or set up whatever it is. The fact that you have not done it in itself is a betrayal. Number one. Number two, then the monies have been transferred. Betrayal number two. Betrayal number three, you have not gone public. It took an agency to expose the rot in the system that you had adopted. These are my three limited points. It's a betrayal of trust.
And a terrible betrayal of trust. Manasvi is on the debate. Abhijit Iyer Mitra also is. And now she says it's some people say it's a smear campaign. I want to bring to your attention, Manasvi, that the Ministry of Home Affairs, in its reply to complainant Akshat Deora, had informed that it was monitoring the issue from May 2021. Point number one. Point number two, on 23rd and 27th September, Abhijit, after she starts, she realizes that now she is getting caught and the investigation has begun. She quickly tries to donate 30 lakhs and 4.5 lakhs to PM Cares, which she has been abusing till a few weeks earlier. The idea is clear: quickly dispose of the funds, put them in PM Cares. If you put the money in PM Cares, nobody is going to question you for what you've done. Secondly, in September 2021, look here, Manasvi, Keto sends an email to those who donated money to campaigns started by her, saying that the law enforcement agencies have informed them that the funds, quote, are not being utilized for the purpose for which they were raised. Is Keto part of Government of India? You realize this is the biggest ever betrayal that's happened of this kind. And I think there's a braggadocio about it. I think it's also, there's a feeling that, you know, if I've got the support of some people on one side of the political establishment, I'll get away with it. Abhijit first and then Manasvi. You will respond. Abhijit.
Arnab, everything that she has done so far, have you seen a shred of evidence? If you remember, a major journalist offered to publish the tapes, all 600 plus tapes of the Gujarat files, which has she still put it up. She's got so much money, she can buy up a Spotify slot or a YouTube slot and upload those audio tapes. Has she uploaded them? Have you still seen a single photo of her so-called adventure in Kashmir after 370's abrogation? You remember what the Supreme Court said on her depositions in front of the Supreme Court, that they weren't worthy of being taken seriously. Today, we are seeing exactly why the Supreme Court said that. The first is, it seems this lady is completely ignorant of the law. Now, that may be fine for certain issues, but for a lady who is talking about criminal justice in this country, about a criminal crime of commission like riots and murder of people, to be so clueless about laws is a particularly fatal flaw. Number two, what is clear, her own statement, she has not contradicted a single word, not one word of what the Enforcement Directorate has said. She is trying to put this as an innocent spin. The problem is that even by her own account of everything she has done, what she has done is illegal. She has repurposed those funds. It was a contractual obligation with Keto. It was a fiduciary duty with the donors. She has violated all of those. Understand, if a CA, economists are unaccountable people, but if a chartered accountant had done even 1% of what Rana Ayyub has done, he would already be behind bars. So let us not, there is no benefit of the doubt out here. It is a clear-cut case of outright criminality.
Can I come in, Abhijit?
Please.
Abhijit, let's also understand what is the background of enforcement director. Since 2014 till 15, 178 cases were registered, only 19 were arrested. In 2015-16, 111 cases were registered, only 32 were arrested. In 2016-17, 200 cases were registered, only 31 arrested. And after 2018, no status of enforcement director is known, that how many cases are registered and how many people actually are registered. In 2018, only 881 cases were registered, only 152 people were arrested. We know how enforcement director
Mr. Statistics
of 122 sitting
Mr. Dr. Statistics
against them,
Dr. Statistics, I have a question for you. Dr. Statistics, listen to me. Manaswi, Sandeep Ghosh is on the debate. Apply a little bit of... Okay, Abhijit takes over. Abhijit.
Issue the arrest warrants.
Yeah, so the question is, Abhijit,
okay, here's a question. Abhijit.
It is conviction that is proof. It is conviction that is proof of efficacy, not arrests.
Enforcement director is
it is
organization agency to register a FIR. After FIR, what
I'm
is going
sorry,
to happen?
I disagree with this completely.
Forget about this case also after 2 years. This is not going to go there.
No. It's a very serious case, and more than anything else, Manaswi, can you please, Manaswi, I'm a well-behaved person unlike you. So listen to me.
Yeah.
Rana Ayyub in her statement says,
I'm listening to you.
that she had given instructions to not receive any foreign currency. But how is it that in conversations in social media, May 2021, she's asked a question by someone. Do you have an NGO? Does it accept donations from Indians and also from abroad? She can immediately write, and she should write, no, I don't have an NGO. I have not got the clearances. I have not sought them. I am legally not allowed to accept any foreign donations. She replies, Sandeep, we are raising on Keto. By raising what? And how?
Yeah.
And under what rule? And all the money you're raising, you put into your personal account. You don't differentiate between charity accounts and personal accounts. Your father's account, your family member's account, your account. And finally, when she realizes now it's a lot of money I've put in the savings account, final nail in the coffin there is, she puts a lot of money in a fixed deposit, held in her name. Source of the money, Sandeep, is this donation that comes from people who see the appeal and who get moved. She puts the fixed deposit in her name. How is this not fraud?
Yeah, Arnab, nothing ties up here. First of all, granting Vivek the point that she's a highly respected opinion writer, an op-ed columnist, etc. Op-ed columnists are not really in the business of raising funds. If they have to, they will either, as you said, have an NGO of their own or be part of some NGO or thing. They don't go out, raising funds for by themselves to do. And therefore, she is actually, as you said, trading her credibility, quote unquote, whatever she had with gullible, unsuspecting people, her readers, to say that she is going to do. So that's the first bit of, betrayal of trust, if you were to put it politely or euphemistically, otherwise fraud, which you say. Now, any chartered accountant, which I used to be once, would tell you that this is the oldest trick in the book. Crowdsourcing of funds is the oldest trick in the book to launder money or get money from anonymous sources. So this is a very old trick. And talking, what Manasi was saying, let's assume ED has got very poor track record. Let's assume that, but that doesn't take away from the facts of this case. If tomorrow ED does not act on this, I'm sure, Arnab, you yourself are going to come back on another show putting ED on the mat. That, the facts are so clear and on the table, and what are you doing with it? If ED, just goes slow. And as you said, PM Care Fund, that's the biggest farce. If you and I had to donate to the PM Care Fund, we would put the money in directly, because then you and I could get our tax exemption. You don't give it to Rana Ayyub through a keto or anything else for her to put in, which does not benefit anybody. Last point, Arnab, I'll make is keto has a lot to explain, because these platforms, if they're facilitating this kind of, sourcing, I think they need to really explain.
This is credibility.
No, they should
laundering.
be investigated.
It's not money laundering, it's credibility laundering, which we are seeing in India today. You are laundering your credibility, getting unsuspecting people on board, and then violating the sanctity of their faith in you. Simply put, it's a betrayal of trust, and a massive one at that.
Absolutely.
Jayesh Wani is a lawyer. He's joining us today. And viewers, if you see how she collects money, it's in a very straightforward, well-planned way. You take pictures of poor people, poor families, children. You are taking still pictures, Jayesh. Look at the strategy. Take still pictures of poor people on the road. You're even taking pictures of people in crematoriums, right? And then you are saying, give me the money, right? This is the link. It's our fundraiser, she says. And she's doing it quite a lot, like constantly tweeting about it. I'm here tomorrow. Send more money. Shout out to Keto. Wonderful Keto. Give us more money. Give us more money. So she goes on a massive overdrive. I think between April, May, June 2020, when the country is suffering, Jayesh, she's on an overdrive, collecting money. Then she says, when the money comes, she says, I got too busy, I was not well, I couldn't find a way, so I didn't use it. So where's the money? It's in my personal accounts, and as the ED says, in some travel to Goa and all. Jayesh, if this is a method that some people are using, it's a massive scam. The whole country should be talking about it. Jayesh. Yes, Jayesh. Yes, Jayesh.
Yeah. You are talking about which money? About the PM Care or the Rana Ayyub's money?
Oh, you're trying to be smart. I understood.
Am I audible?
Continue. Try to be smart.
No. I'm just asking because the all elaboration you have made.
Right.
Arnab. Let me complete now. From last many.
I didn't say you're not smart. Why are you trying to be smart?
Just keep silent. Okay. Wait. No, I'm not. I am smart. Yeah. Thank you for the compliment, sir. Arnab, I'm just asking you. If there is any kind of illegality, the law will take its own course, and it should be there. It should be. Whether it is Rana Ayyub or whether it is PM Care Fund. Is this not more weird that the one person comes under the income tax department or comes under the any government agency and show his accounts, or the agencies can find out his accounts, her NGO's account. But one account in the nation where thousands of crores.
He doesn't have an NGO. What are you talking about, Jayesh? He does not have an NGO. He does not have any clearances. That's the point. She is committing an illegality by getting funds without having the clearances. Now Gulrez is responding to you. Here, Gulrez, I'll come back to you. Jayesh, I'll come back to you. Here, Gulrez, then we come back.
Okay. Another issue. I'll change. Arnab, I'll change.
Can I speak, Arnab?
My point is that the thousands of crore rupees has been collected in election bonds, but no any kind of accountability has given to the public from where the money has been collected. Is this not forged? It is not the issue of credibility of the political parties. It is not the issue of the credibility of honorable PM of this
Are you justifying what Rana Ayyub has done? Jayesh, I'll hear from Gulrez. I'll hear from Gulrez now. Jayesh, I gave you an opportunity twice. Gulrez is on the debate right now. I'll hear Gulrez, then I'll come back with some factual points. No, 1 minute, one minute. Jayesh, hear Gulrez. I'll come back. I'll explain some things to you.
It is not what about me. I learned it from the BJP people.
You spoke a lot. Please, now listen to others. Listen to others, sir. Arnab, you know very well that I always call, I spared very directly. And there were questions raised some time back that since she is against the government and she writes against the government, that is the reason the ED is behind her. I want to say she is writing against this government since past 7 years. But since past 7 years, she was doing whatever she was wanting as a citizen of India, as a free citizen of India. But as a citizen of India, she is not allowed to take the laws in her own hand. See, I am also running trust and charities, but when we run a trust and charity, we never put money in our own personal account. It has to be audited, but there was no audit in this scheme of things. And how can you keep the money in your personal account? This shows that you are having a malintention and you don't want to use the money for the purpose it was being collected. So you can go on anything. You can call about PM Care Fund, you can call about political parties receiving funding. The political fundings are being for political purposes. It is very directly given by the donors and it is being given by the bonds from the SCI. But what about her? She is collecting from Keto and keeping the same thing in her own account.
Let's demand that the PM Care Fund...
Still you are not calling her a spade. So, see, the whole nation is watching you. And how can you support such activities? Have you given something to her? If you would have donated a single penny to her account for the same purpose, then definitely you would also be asking, where is my money?
Gulrez and Jayesh. Gulrez and Jayesh. Yes, Gulrez and Jayesh. I want to bring the debate back on track because in my view, Smita, this is purely an issue of ethics. And I do hope we look at what this is about. This is about the most alarming exploitation of the poor.
Talking about the
most alarming.
As an unethical...
She sees an opportunity. Jayesh, just let me complete my point, no? Please. I know you are smart. You just tried to be smart with me, then you did a U-turn. Listen to me. My question tonight is, Jayesh, 1 minute. Jayesh, 1 minute. I'm going to Smita and then I'll come to Anirban. Hear me out, just 30 seconds, Smita, then coming to you. In March, April 2020, the country starts experiencing the COVID crisis. COVID hits the country end of March 2020. Our lives change. By April, Rana Ayyub starts collecting money. And she starts collecting money in the name of the poor. Look at what she's written. Slum dwellers, farmers. She's collecting money for COVID victims. Then she collects money for all victims of natural calamities. She collects it illegally through the online crowdfunding platform and then diverts it to her personal bank accounts. Crores of money remain unutilized. The issue is today the worst exploitation of the poor. And I think Smita will be doing the poor a disservice by saying, no.
What is the total
she may exploit the poor, but she's anti-Modi. She may be collecting money in the name of the poor, but she's anti-Modi, so Anirban will support her.
How many crores?
Yeah.
How many?
No.
How many crores?
If she has collected crores of money...
So you're saying she should have taken more money?
3 crores, 4 crores?
Oh God.
What I am saying
so it's
is
not
that
enough for you.
if this is illegality, if this is
she should have taken more money.
What will you call the PM Care Fund?
For him is the quantum.
Lakhs of crores of rupees have been deposited in the PM Cares. We do not know what the amount is.
It is not the ethics of it.
We do not know what they have been used for. And we are speaking about she has betrayed the donors.
Okay, Anirban.
This is simply witch hunt and nothing else.
Anirban.
This is simple witch hunt. Since
okay,
Rana
Anirban
Ayyub has written something called the Gujarat Files, something like this was bound to happen. I was very surprised that she is already not behind bars since
there was no video, nothing, no proof.
Arnab,
can I come in now?
Okay, Anirban, now Smita, and then we are taking it forward. Smita, yeah.
Can I come? Yeah, I just, you've talked about the financial scam of it all. I just want to bring in another point, an aspect which has not been tackled so far. It's about the foreign media organizations which hire journalists in India. They go through a rigorous due diligence before they hire somebody to write a column to represent and to use the masthead of, say, the Washington Post, New York Times, Economist and all. They do so much of research. This lady has been sitting on Twitter and all that she does is trying to get funds for a supposed NGO. You're a journalist, activist, NGO running person. Who are you? And why would the foreign media take a person like this to report, mind you, not just write a column, to report for you? They don't do any kind of, I worked for a news organization. For 25 years I've worked with foreign media. No foreign media will turn a blind eye if tomorrow I start doing some kind of fundraising and show no proof. They say, are you going to report for us? Are you going to write a column for us? Are you going to do this kind of activism? And are you going to do any kind of fund generation? She uses the name of saying that she has the credibility of working for foreign media. And what is the credibility? Just go on attacking a single politician, which is Narendra Modi, for the past 15 years. That is your contribution to journalism. And as Abhijit pointed out, that there is no video. Madhu Trehan, a journalist, has offered ki chalao hamare channel pe. She didn't do it. There are so many people who said, put it up on YouTube. Know what you have. She doesn't put up anything. No proof at all of her journalism. She goes to all kinds of places and writes column space after column space. And these foreign media organizations run that.
The debate is
they
not
run
on the
it,
what she
and
is a
they get
journalist or
quoted
not.
by our journalists.
What happened,
I
we
don't
are
understand
discussing
how.
on that.
Oh, yes, it is. Exactly, it is because in the name of her journalism, the money is being collected. She is collecting because she says she has credibility as a journalist. That is why she is saying that she is doing all this. People have been pouring in money for what?
You see, journalism has become, Smita.
Have you given money? Will you donate to a person who has no organization?
And she's refusing to respond. We're asking her questions. She cannot respond. You see, I'll tell you one thing, Smita. I am of the view right now, I just want to make a point to what you said, that for these people, journalism has become a cover. You know, it's a cover. I am a journalist. What do? You keep tweeting. You're a journalist. You write one article, $500 article somewhere. I'm not saying this individual. There are a lot of $500 journalists in this country. The point being, Asif, see, April 2020, this person, self-proclaimed alleged journalist, says she is helping migrants and workers. She starts collecting the money. And she's collecting the money with an electric energy. I mean, I want more. Every few days, donate more, donate more, donate more. Tweet, putting out pictures of poor people. Look at these poor people, donate more. Look at these slum dwellers, donate more. Look at these farmers, donate more. When the money comes, then she says, Abhi, I got too busy. I was not well. I didn't have the time. I didn't have the opportunity. But when she's collecting the money comes very quickly. Because after all, what happens to him? You know, people, you see pictures and you can see the money is for, she says the money is for,
if she was busy when she was...
yeah.
Arnab, if she was busy...
Yes, Abhijit.
Please go look at her Twitter timeline.
I'll answer this.
Do you ever get the impression she was incoherent? She was tweeting throughout her sickness. What, she couldn't have called up her bank manager, Keto, or to say, look, the time period on this to be declared income is going to lapse. Can you please find me something? Are you kidding me? She was coherent throughout, coherent enough to be tweeting, coherent enough to be writing for pay for the Washington Post when she claimed she was sick. The only person she couldn't write to was her banker and the fundraiser. What a joke. This woman is a pathological liar. She has built her career on lie after lie after lie. This is the final nail in her repeated breach of fiduciary duty, repeated breach of trust.
Let the ED verify it, okay?
Pathological liar.
You cannot make a personal allegation on anyone.
What the Supreme Court has said about the evidentiary value of anything she writes.
No, and look at the sense of entitlement, Abhijit.
If you are done, I'll answer
she starts,
it. Arnab,
you know, the income tax starts finding out about this.
Let me come up.
Asif, Asif, a small question, please. People are really wanting to hear these things. She, by her own admission, from June 2021 onwards, Sohail, please hear this. This is quite fascinating. The Income Tax Department finds out, because obviously scandals like this will not remain hidden. Income Tax starts asking her questions. Then she says, listen, I will not pay tax on this money. Income Tax says, listen, you are taking the money, it's in your personal account. This is your income. She says, Sandeep, you've been a corporate. She says, I don't want to pay tax. Pardon, what did you say? Is it Advocate Jayeshwani, what did you say?
Right.
It is not a criminal offence. Violating the tax rules, violating FCRA is not a criminal offence. What kind of offence is it, please?
I am asking you. It's a civil case. It's a civil matter. It's a civil matter. It's a civil matter now. What you are asking?
What is a civil? First point, I think we need to demolish.
What is civil matter?
To arrest someone.
The first thing,
who's arrested her yet? Nobody's arrested her yet, so I don't know what you're complaining. Sandeep.
False equivalence between PM Care Fund and these things we need to demolish. Has the PM gone and put money into his personal account or any of his relatives' account? Secondly, is also, even if we were to talk about electoral bonds, the trail is totally traceable because the banks receive who are the donors. That name, if somebody wants to go and trace, they can do that. And these are also where they're spending, the account is giving. So this is total deflection. And that point we should not even get into. This is what people who are trying to, and the amount doesn't matter, whether it's 4 crore, 400 crore, 4,000 crore. It's the point Smita was saying. She has misused her credibility to cheat the public. I would use a strong word, cheat the public to get that fund. There are so many inconsistencies, Arnab. If you're an NGO, if you're raising things for charity, why do you have to go ahead and pay income tax?
Income tax department let her go. Can you hear me, sir?
Though they didn't. They didn't
get suddenly gone deaf or what? Why did the IT department let her go?
No,
why did the IT department charge? Why did the IT department tax that amount?
No, she didn't.
The IT department taxed that amount. And
why did the IT department tax the amount? Anirban, may I?
Of course.
May I tell you? No. Sandeep, I'll help Anirban with that. I will help Anirban with that.
You cannot tax illegal income.
Anirban, can you listen?
You have to freeze.
Anirban, I don't know. Whenever I see you on TV, I feel like providing you a free education. Why is it that? Sohail, why is it every time I see Anirban on TV, I feel like voluntarily providing him a free education? So he says today, why did the income tax tax the money? Okay, tax that amount. That's the question, right? Abhijit, I'll bring you into this. Where's Sohail? I lost him there, is it? Okay.
Tax an illegal amount. It has to confiscate it all.
Now.
That is the law.
September 2021, the returns have not yet been finalized. Okay. If they're paid in September 2021, that's a voluntary payment she has done. Just like she has paid for PM Care Fund.
No.
That will happen this year.
No. You see.
The income
What happens is, I'll tell you. If you, Anirban, can you tell me? Anirban, wait. Anirban, here's the thing. She sort of felt she would get away with it, all this money. Then the income tax starts giving her notices, starts questioning her.
Your conjecture.
At this point, Abhijit, she realizes that she has been caught and she says, listen, I'm not going to pay any tax on this money because this is not for me, this is for poor people. She says, I'm not a beneficiary. Now, that's a stupid comment to make because it is lying in your own personal accounts. The income tax taxes her against her will. Because it says, no, it's your income. So the first question is, it's your income. She says, no, it's for the poor. Till date, she's not used most of the money for the poor. What is that called? Avoiding tax or simply siphoning money, Abhijit? I don't know why these people don't understand. You've been caught red-handed here. That's what the case is about.
Siphoning money,
They're protecting her like, there's nothing to protect here.
She has not just avoided tax. She has misrepresented the entire purpose.
Why wasn't
she has changed the contractual obligation. She has taken the money under one excuse and she has used it for something else.
What was the IT department
so it is
doing
clearly
then? The IT department is not the IT cell.
She has abused several provisions of law. It isn't just one provision of the law. It isn't simply tax. She has lied.
Then why did the
Remember,
IT
FCRA, a place like Keto, will not allow you to receive foreign funds unless you show FCRA clearance. So how did she get the FCRA?
The sun on this planet. Tell me now, why did the IT department let her go? How did the IT department let her go then if everything was illegal?
Who says let her go?
They should have charged her with criminal charges.
What do you mean let her go?
Right
do you even know how an IT prosecution takes place?
Of course,
do you even know how an IT prosecution takes place?
You cannot tax and
you don't understand. Oh God. Oh God, 1 minute. Nobody has let her go. Against her will, she has been forced to pay tax of 1.05 crore rupees. The fact of the matter is, please understand, it is about the exploitation of the poor. Vivek, you claim to be a leftist.
I understand.
You claim to be a leftist. At least you claim, I must say, you claim to be a leftist, and I'm sure you'll continue to claim. Tell me one thing, Vivek, I'll see. Here's the question. If you take pictures, listen to me, Vivek. Yes. Vivek, I'll ask you a question. Listen to me, wait. If you take money in the name of poor people, if you take, and you don't use the money, you debate with Smita.
Yes.
You take a lot of money in the name of poor people, okay? Now, you put pictures. Suppose you sit outside your house with pictures of poor people. Wait a minute. Okay, see, there's a poor person, give me money. I'll help the person. Here's another poor person, give me the money. Here's a slum dweller. Here's a COVID affected. Here's somebody who's been forced to go to a crematorium in this situation. Here's somebody who's flood affected, give me the money. Suppose you take all these pictures, collect the money. Okay? And I give you the money. I and Smita walking past, we see you there and we feel very bad and we feel here's somebody who wants to do something. Okay? We give you the money. You take the money.
Yes.
Okay? Then you say, fantastic. Then you go open fixed deposit accounts, earn interest, you go to a holiday to Goa. Okay? And the money keeps accumulating. Like this, you fool not 2 people, 3 people, you fool hundreds of people, thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people. You collect a lot of money. So you became rich. And then after 3 years, I catch you on the road somewhere and you're wearing some very expensive clothes and your lifestyle has changed. You're driving a BMW and, I say that, well, fantastic. You really, you've earned a lot of money. You say, yeah. I say, what happened to the poor people?
Right.
Then you say, no, problems happen.
Yes.
Problems happen.
Absolutely.
I say, what problems happen? You say, I wanted to help them. Listen to me. I haven't finished my story. People are enjoying my story. People are enjoying my story. People are, you don't stop me. Then Smita asks you, but when Smita asks you, Smita, he must hear the full story. He must hear the full story. Then 1 minute, you listen to me now. Don't shout, volume down. Smita asks you, but you know what? Vivek, you told us that you were going to help these slum dwellers, these poor people, migrants, workers. You say, yeah, that was the initial plan, but somewhere along the way, I thought I'll build a hospital. Then Smita tells you, oh great, where's the hospital?
Yes.
And you say, well, it'll happen sometime. What would Smita and I then call you? Would we call you a cheat? Would we call you a cheat?
No. You shouldn't call me a cheat.
In this context of this hypothetical story, would you become a cheat then?
I'm going to tell you.
No, we should. I'm
Why can't we call him a cheat, Smita? Why can't we call him a cheat after he's done all this?
You should call RSS a cheat.
Why can't we call him a cheat then?
RSS a cheat because RSS is an unregistered organization.
His intent
and RSS takes donations. RSS is not even an NGO. Will you question RSS by the same logic?
What?
The BJP had 600 crores worth of property in 2013-14. Today it is 4,700 crores.
Crores on
Where
Keto?
did the money come from?
Bizarre argument.
Cheats?
He's forgotten everything.
No. Is BJP? Yeah, of course, yes. They claim to be the biggest party in the world through Mr.
Let's get back to Rana.
4,700 crores worth of property. That means
they're raising money as a political party.
Of property
Rana,
growth.
no.
Where did it come from?
No, this.
No, political party. So you will do a fraud. You will take money from the Adanis and the Ambanis and the Birlas and the so on and so forth, and then you make properties and then you say, look, national development is taking place.
The brave heart of journalism.
No, this is the climax of the story which Arnab told.
Come back to the topic of the
Smita Prakash is on the debate. Smita, louder, Smita.
Come back to the topic of the debate. Whose picture is running? Can you see the picture? No, why don't you come to the topic of the debate, sir? Debate is on Rana Ayyub, the brave heart. The brave heart of journalism. The one who has held the beacon of journalism high in this country. Please talk about Rana Ayyub. Why are you talking about... Next you'll talk about Subhash Chandra Bose and INA. Why are you talking about all kinds of people? Talk about Rana Ayyub, the beacon of journalism, the brave heart who's holding the beacon of freedom high in this country like the Statue of Liberty.
One-sided stand from half an hour. Arnab, that's not fair. She's talking from 30
I'm only
minutes
on the
and
side
keeping
of the
one
truth.
stand.
Yeah,
let other guests keep a stand on it.
Continue. Take your stand. I don't have a problem. You take money to help poor people, to help crematorium workers, sanitation workers, cleaners in hospital. Now, continuing my story, Vivek becomes very rich. I meet him, Smita meets him, we tell him what happened. He says, well, you know, I've got some fixed deposits, I'm busy, I'll talk to you later. I said, no, but wait a minute, what happened to the helping poor people? He'll say, I'll help them sometime. Okay, tada, bye-bye. Don't keep shouting. Then next day, Smita and I come back. Listen to me, Vivek. We have not left. We come back to you, and with us, we have the sanitation worker, the crematorium worker, the cleaner in the hospital, the COVID-affected person, and they ask you, what did you do with the money?
Ayyub is honest and working. She had an account problem because of PAN card. The BJP doesn't have a problem. The RSS is an unregistered organization taking crores
account
of rupees
problem, Abhijit, she says.
And nobody questions in this country.
This is not even funny anymore, actually. You know, this is very serious.
The RSS, it is
this
not
is
an
very
NGO.
serious. You can't justify this.
The money, gets foreign
no, I think this, no, you need to ask for accountability right now. Abhijit is on the debate, Jayesh is on the debate, 2 versus 2 on the debate right now. Last few minutes of the debate, yes please, who's coming in? That's Gulrez coming in, Gulrez is countering. Gulrez.
RSS is the most corrupt organization in this nation, and BJP is the most corrupt party. They've taken the public money, squandered it, taken money from industries, squandered it.
It is not an issue of right versus left. These people are playing with the emotions of people.
Where are the accounts of
public
RSS?
who have protected
Why is there no
you
transparency?
quote a photograph of somebody in need and you extract money on that on basis of those emotions. So this is exploitation of emotion of people, and this is something very serious. Be it right, be it left, anybody will say that this is wrong. So have some courage to call a spade a spade. Please.
I'll get Manasvi and Abhijit, please. You can't blame the Modi government for this. Please understand, it's a stupid argument. The Modi government did not ask her to use keto. No, one second. Abhijit, the last argument is now... last argument is Narendra Modi. So did the Prime Minister tell her, did the Prime Minister call her and tell her that Rana, start collecting money, break the rules, put it in your personal account? Did the Prime Minister call her and tell her, start a fixed deposit, go to Goa, use it for your personal expenses, use keto, violate the rules? Did the Prime Minister tell her or what? Tell me one thing. Did the Prime Minister and the Modi government tell her accept funds and put it in your personal expenses? Did the Prime Minister tell her? Did the Prime Minister force her? No, Rana, you must accept foreign currency and violate the FCRA. Did the Prime Minister tell her?
To be fair, Arnab, to be fair, Rana Ayyub is the second biggest vote getter for the BJP after Rahul Gandhi. But that is a different matter. The important thing out here is, with Rana Ayyub, please remember this ED investigation started off because of an open source investigation by 4 or 5 young people on Twitter. There is a gentleman called Hawkeye. There is a gentleman called Akshat, Agent Vinod and Vikas Pandey. These people did an open source and they sent the information to the ED, and then they had to pressurize the ED. The ED didn't want to act. They had to pressurize the ED through RTI and the judiciary in order to get them to act. How is Modi involved in all of this?
No, I'll tell you. In fact, there is a.
The only question what remains is so much of evidences with RTI activists and all of our panelists having all the evidences against Rana Ayyub. Will the ED be able to finish the investigation on time? And does the ED have any deadline for this?
Can I ask you, Manasvi?
My question is on ED also. Since when is the speed of the investigation equivalent to the efficacy of the investigation?
So much of evidences. You are saying there's so many evidences against her, so you are making everyone in this country is making the case very easy for the ED. So ED should be the first one to complete the investigation. But will the ED as per their own past record?
I'll bring Smita back and Sandeep back. No. No, Manasvi, you should know better. You should know better. Remember the case of. Remember the case of Tista Setalwad, which was referred to by Smita. I want to go to that case. In the case of Tista Setalwad, Jayeshwani, please wait a minute. In the case of Tista Setalwad, did she or did she not misappropriate funds meant for the victims in Gujarat? The case was not quashed right up to the Supreme Court. Is Rana Ayyub the new Tista, making a business of being anti-Modi? So you think that you're anti-Modi, so you can do everything else on the side. And then why cry when caught, Smita? That's the fundamental question here. Are there glaring similarities between the two cases? Or is this one even more obvious, Smita?
Yeah, so this is exactly what the hypocrisy of it all. You see, supposedly a journalist collecting money, collecting funds, and why do people support her? Why did people support her? Because they have a certain political mindset and she matches that political mindset. Her journalism, her values, or her whatever she was doing was all because she was against this one person, and that person was Modi. So because she's against Modi, then entire ecosystem gathers to prop her up. And not just in India, outside India too. And what nobody questions, we are sitting somewhere in Washington, somewhere in London, and you start putting in 500 euros, 50 euros, 30 euros, you start putting in dollars into another foreign country without finding out whether there is an NGO backing or not. And then you have her supporters in India who know nothing about her journalism other than the fact that she wrote this book on.
So you're saying Keto should be investigated too?
Abhijit has been talking about it. Nobody wants to listen to him because he's telling the truth. And Keto also doesn't do anything, right? Because why? It's just a platform. So nobody investigates anything. But just because she's anti-Modi, support her, prop her up. She is this beacon of journalism for everybody out here, from the communists to the so-called Lutyens media lobby.
We are saying that equality before the law, let's everyone shall be prosecuted in the same way. We are not supporting Rana Ayyub. At least
you are supporting her.
You are supporting her just because she is anti-Modi. If somebody from Bharatiya Janata Party or Modi supporter was there instead of her, then you would have to know.
Of any BJP person,
being anti-Modi doesn't give her a license to loot people. Being anti-Modi doesn't give her a license.
At the end of the day,
only 5 names.
At the end of the day, I want to just tell you, viewers, in the case of Rana Ayyub, there's been a lot of analysis of her bank statements, her credit card expenditure, and there's been almost a very detailed forensic examination of her bank accounts and bank accounts of her family members. I think this is truly a sad case, where a person will fall so low that they would exploit the sentiments of others by using pictures of the poor, exploiting the poor, and collecting money for them, putting it in your own personal accounts. I think there are also lessons for the future. To the lobby, I would say, their silence on this case is not mystifying. For me, it is proof of their absolute hypocrisy. Ladies and gentlemen, I shall see you tomorrow on Arnab Live, where I raise the issue that dominated this week on a larger platform, and we ask what comes first: the country, the constitution, or your religion? Should it be a choice at all? Should the answer not be obvious? That and a lot more on who's provoking whom over the hijab issue. 9 o'clock tomorrow. Please join me live with the public debaters. Till tomorrow evening. Good night and goodbye.